Yeah, so we're trying this again. Um, so yeah, this is the chill live stream or whatever. Basically, just relaxing, just kicking back. Um, so yeah, I know guys that normally this week or whatever we usually do have been doing a live stream with someone else, but that's not gonna happen going forward now. So now you just get me. So that's great. That's great. Um, so So yeah, I feel like honestly the last couple live streams that I've done have been maybe on a little bit more on the emotional side or whatever. And I feel like honestly speaking, that's just not really the best way to get to know me. That's not how I want to come across as. And so, considering now that I'm more level-headed and more calm, um, you know, this would be a nice way, for me to open up about myself and for you guys to get to know me a little bit better too. Um, so let's go ahead with that then. First things first, I do want to plug a group panel that will have other people, have a lot of other people, and that will be next Tuesday. We're doing it at next Tuesday from which is 6 p.m. PST and EST. That's 9 p.m. So hey, what's up, man? So yeah, just if you guys are free that day or whatever, you want to join the come chill with us that day, that'd be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um and yeah, so how are how if you're just joining us, obviously we're just starting this live stream right now. So I don't know how many people are going to be here with us, but we'll power through regardless. Um so so yeah, a little bit about myself. Well, I was born and raised in Cali. I was born and raised in Los Angeles County. And yeah, like I said, I pretty much grew up here until I was 18, and then I moved to Arizona, and I was there at Arizona State University for college. Um, and it's just I studied film and media production over there. You know, that's what I studied over there. I was originally gonna study to study to become a teacher, and then I realized that I wasn't really interested in that at all. That'd be really really boring. So yeah, so that's why I switched to film and TV. And you know, also I just want to discuss something. So I don't know if you guys saw a interview that I did on a different channel, someone else's channel, Master Swag King Entertainment's channel. But I actually talked a lot about more in depth about what happened there at when I was in college, and so I don't think it's something I've actually ever talked about in here on this channel. So I'll talk about it right now. Um, so so I would say that like up until like maybe sophomore year of college or whatever, which is God, when was that? Way back 2006, a long time ago. Um, I was pretty introverted. I kind of kept to myself a lot. I was very quiet. I didn't really go out of my way to make new friends or even anything like that. I didn't do any of that. I was kind of boring as basically a walking stereotype. And then closer to like midsummer 2006, or actually no, it was like early fall 2006. The start of my sophomore year there, I was misdiagnosed at the time. But I didn't at the time. I didn't realize it was incorrect. It was misdiagnosed. Found out later, but I was diagnosed with having cancer. And so at that time I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, what the hell? How could this happen? Like I eat really good. Like I exercise, all that shit. You know what I mean? I try to stay out of the sun and all that stuff, and like it just happened to me where like I said, yeah, I was diagnosed with cancer, and again, it was a misdiagnosis. But at the time, for a long time, we didn't know that that wasn't correct. So anyway, so at that time when I did, I thought, I was just a scared kid. I was like 19 or something like that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was a dead man, you know. Um, and then so at that point, I basically said, fuck it. Like I was like, I don't want if I'm gonna die. I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die a loner. I don't want to die someone with no friends, someone who, nobody knew anything about, didn't hang out with him, anything like that, except that he was a quiet Asian guy or whatever. And I didn't want to go out like that. I didn't want to live like that, and I didn't want to live the remaining whatever time I had left on this planet at that time or whatever. I didn't want to go out like that. I don't want to live like that. So I started to come out of my shell, and I actually made a lot of friends that way. Um, so basically, it's ironic, but it's kind of like something straight out of like a fucking Hollywood movie or something like that. Like I started to live when I thought I was gonna die, basically, and so like I said, I stepped outside my comfort zone. I made friends with a lot of people, some people that I normally wouldn't even associate with. And I realized that, yeah, I am lonely as fuck. I need friends, regardless of whether or not I think I'm dying or not. You know, I was just really, really lonely. And so, that, but I was also just a lot happier too, when I started to do that, when I started to make new friends and talk to people and hang out with people and, just like really, really just come out of my shell a lot. And so a few months later, closer to December of that year, I went in for another CAT scan, and then the doctor told me that it was a misdiagnosis. Um, and so they fucked up on their end, but that's good. That meant I wasn't dying. That meant I didn't have cancer. And but I had already, by that time, I had already made a lot of new friends. I had already joined a lot of clubs on campus. I basically I was a new person. I felt like a brand new person. And excuse me. And so yeah, I think ironically enough, yeah, that's what sort of prompted me to change. To come out of my shell and to make friends for the first time and do things with other people. You know what I mean, outside of school, off campus, and just live basically. When I thought I was gonna die, I started to live more. Um, so that was probably a blessing in disguise, really. I mean, I'm glad. For one, I'm glad it wasn't really cancer, and that I didn't really have cancer. But it also goes to show, yeah, you know what I mean. Certain things might happen for a reason, and you shouldn't take what you have for on this planet or whatever, life, you know, and other people for granted. You really shouldn't, because I felt that stark difference when I thought I was gonna die. So I really didn't want to. I didn't want to continue living life like that, and so I changed. So that was great. That was really great, and I really do think that beyond that point, starting at that point, I kind of found I matured a lot, and I found my own sort of identity. You know what I mean? I think that's what college is about. I don't know, Tio, if you're the only lady here, because I have no idea who's watching. But I honestly felt like, but I know that y'all are watching me. So, no. But yeah, so, yeah, like I was saying, I found my own identity, you know what I mean, in college, and I found it through sort of extreme circumstances. But I realized that, the person that I was before then, before the incident or whatever, I didn't want to be that person anymore because it wasn't making me happy. Because that person was probably closer to, you know what I mean, being ignored and basically being invisible and ultimately just being lonely as fuck, you know? I didn't want to continue to live like that, even after I found out that it was a misdiagnosis and that I wasn't actually dying. I didn't actually have cancer or whatever. So I continue to live like that. I continue to be really, really outgoing, really sociable, and yeah, so that's a little bit of my life. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's sort of one of the things I don't really enjoy too much about current life right now. Is that there's that social aspect is very hard to find in the real world. It's hard to make friends, and it's hard to, we've talked about this in depth before ad nauseum, but it's hard to date also. It's really hard to date, and it's hard to make friends. It's just like, like, yeah, it's very difficult. Like, I don't want to sound too overly negative here, but it's honestly, it's true. It's really hard, because I think like in the real world we get caught up in working, and providing for our families. Those of us that do have families of our own, and you know what I mean, like trying to balance it with professional obligations too. You know, it's just it's hard, and that's why I'm going back to school. very soon, actually, in the next 2 weeks or so. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really, really looking forward to that. That's a tick that I have. I don't know if y'all seen the other interviews that I've done, but I pretty much can't stop rubbing my face, touching my face a lot. So if I do that and it's kind of annoying, I apologize. But yeah, so also I'm very self conscious about my appearance. I have OCD. But yeah, so I just I do miss that aspect, and honestly, that's one thing. Hey Renee. So that's one thing that I felt like I got to thinking. It's like I haven't really heard from anyone in college or even high school, or whatever, especially college, in a long fucking time. And I'm on Facebook. I have a lot. I'm still friends with a lot of them on Facebook, but honestly, it's kind of like when I do look at people's pictures that they post or statuses or whatever, sometimes I get a little bit depressed because I'm like, damn, I don't have what that person has. You know what I mean? I don't have all that stuff, and not only that, but it's like these people it's almost like they've forgotten about me, you know, and they don't say anything. They don't reach out. I was talking about this with the interview with Sonny the other day, but it's true. You know what I mean? Even he admits it too. You know what I mean? It's like people just forget you and just move on their lives. And I just had a question. It's like, you know what I mean? Like real life sucks that much. I mean, maybe I'm the only person who real life fucking sucks for that much. It's like it sucks ass. I fucking hate it. You know. Um, and sort of what happened this past weekend was only just a small example of that. I really fucking hate it. There's like no redeeming qualities about it. And so I guess for my, so-called former friends from college or whatever, like I guess they don't give a shit. I guess their lives must be awesome because I never hear from them. No, I'm never like, hey, what are you doing? What's up? Blah blah blah. All this stuff. Small chit chat, all this stuff, small talk and stuff. And I don't hear from anybody. Like this channel is probably the most socializing that I've done with other people. You know, in a very long time. Maybe since last time I was in school a few years ago. So I don't know. You know, it's depressing, man. It's really fucking depressing. But I don't know. It's just whatever. So yeah, there's not too many people watching right now. Look, guys, I'm sorry I don't have a fucking pretty Asian girl with me anymore. Doing these streams, but it's not gonna happen anymore. She's kind of a bitch. She's kind of a terrible person. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna happen anymore. But yeah, so what's up? How are you guys doing? I know there's not that many people in here, but I see we have a couple people at least. So how are you guys doing? Your day's going well? Did you already have dinner? You get off work? You going to bed soon? You're gonna chill and watch Netflix at home or something, or what? I mean, that must be nice. I don't know what it's like to live in a home. I haven't lived in a home for a long time, but yeah. So, did I accept friend invite on Facebook? Was my studying? Theo, nobody really sends friend requests to me. Nobody I told nobody gives a shit about me. And in terms of what I'm studying, I feel like I've already studied enough. I'm not really studying anything specifically. I'm just taking classes there. That's basically it. I've already graduated from college. I already have my BA. I already have a certificate of achievement in something else. So I don't really feel the need to necessarily devote all my money, especially in time and more importantly money, into something that like studying a specific subject, because I don't really care. I don't actually. My goal isn't to graduate. My goal is just to keep taking classes there, so that what I mean, I can at least make new friends there, and see what else happens along the way. You know what I mean? So it's just like I need that for my social interaction. You know what I mean? I need to fill that quota or whatever that I have, because it's just I can't take the real world, man. Like, I swear I can't fucking take it. It's so fucking shitty. It sucks so much ass. So I don't know. I mean, is it me, or it's just like adults, people in general get dumber as they get older? Is it me? It can't be just me. It really can't, because I remember when I was like 19 or early 20s or something like that, and people were still awesome. You know what I mean? People were fun. You know? Then they get older, their metabolism slows down, they get fat for the first time, and not only that, they get fatter and fatter. And yeah, okay, I'll put on a couple extra pounds, but I lost them. It's still easy for me to do because I go to the gym still. I still work out. If I get fat or whatever, I get fucking punch or whatever, I'll fucking lose that shit ASAP because I don't want to walk around looking like a goddamn fat ass. Fuck that shit. So, I don't know. I just, can you do? Real life sucks, right? Real life sucks. College is awesome. Stay in college forever. Oh, you're laying down because of knee pain. I hope you feel better, Tio. I hope you feel better. So, But yeah, I mean, and also, I guess, yeah, a little bit more about myself. So, I did, I saying for this a billion time, whatever, but I wrote I did write a dating guide. I did write a dating guide. And it's kind of funny because I would say that at the heart of that book is my interactions with someone I'm gonna say it again. If you are watching this and you know who I'm talking about, I'm not gonna go into who it is, but yeah, Adriana. It goes. Everything is about. Everything sort of ties back to that. I think somehow ultimately. And this kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like if I could list like the 5 greatest things in my life that actually I kind of give a shit about, and I would just like completely lose it if I were to lose any of those people or things or whatever. Number 1, my family. Number 2, Arizona State University, or and any college that I'm currently at, whatever. Number 3, Adriana. Number 4, actually, you know what? Come to think of it, it's probably just those 3 things. Just those 3 things, yeah. It's like no matter how many shitty people I meet, or how many awful experiences I have, or how disappointing my life is, when I think of those 3 things, I'm like, you know what? There was a time in my life where I was a lot happier than this, And those are the realest things in my life to me, And it's like, you have to think ultimately, when you are at a low point, or you feel like shit, who do you have to turn to, right? Or what about your life is like actually just still innocent and sort of you revere a lot, you know what I mean? And it's like, just no matter what's going on, it can make you feel better. Those are the 3 things for me, Those are the 3 things for me. So, and of course, I like doing this YouTube channel too. I like it. It's a lot of fun. I like all the people that I've met on here. And I like, for the most part, and I like most of the experiences I've had on here too, and yeah, I mean, there have been a few, kind of harsh learning experiences, I guess you could say, but what can you do? Sometimes life just sucks. There's nothing you can do. You just got to deal with it, right? So, I mean, y'all know, you know what I mean? You guys know. You saw the video I posted a few days ago. It was like 2 hours long or something like that. So you see me when I'm going through it. But yeah. So, by the way, again, I am not fat. I'm not a fucking whale. And I know I look like this, so I sit like that, so it looks like I have a fucking like double chin or something like that. I don't. I have no double chin. I look perfectly fine. I mean, I don't look fine, like literally fine or anything like that, but average, whatever. That's fine. I'll take it. I don't give a shit. But yeah. Yeah. So that's basically it. I've had a lot of really disappointing experiences in real life so far that didn't amount to much, or literally didn't amount to anything, and this is very discouraging, man. It's just really fucking discouraging. It's like, it makes you not want to try anymore. It makes you not want to bust your ass, you know what I mean, extra hard or whatever, even though people tell you, well, just keep trying, man, just keep trying. Like, I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. Sometimes it's not about effort, man. Sometimes it's just about luck. You know what I mean? It's just about luck. It's about looks and it's about luck. You know, so it's about really come down to it. You know, um, so I see 6 people are watching. Do we have any of the usual suspects here tonight with us? And Mokamami, are you there? No, Mokamami. Hidden Gems. Hidden Gems, are you there? Are you there right now? No, I don't know. Well, I mean, like I said, I usually get certain people commenting, and so that's why I was asking. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So, yeah. So, you know, I just, like I said, uh, what I mean? Like, I guess on the topic of, it's just kind of slow right now. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but I guess I'll talk about the one thing that I can talk about for a long time. So it's like, I'm not like a model or anything like that, right? Like, I get it, right? But like, for me, that's part of the reason why, like, I'm still sort of, thinking about this chick or whatever. It's just like, it's because she, just putting it bluntly, she was one of the few people who actually liked me for me, and she didn't judge me because of my height. 5'4", by the way, I'm short as fuck. But she, sorry, yeah. So she didn't judge me with my height. She didn't judge me for my race, or anything like that, And I blew it, man. Fucking blew it. I blew it hardcore, Like, I called this woman a bad mom. Okay, I called her a bad mom. That's a really, really, one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life was saying that. Not even saying that. I texted that to her. I remember when I did that. I was pissed. And at that time, my intent was basically just to get back at her because she had said something to me through text, and I was insulted a lot. I was offended a lot by it. And so what do you do when you're hurt? What do you do when you want to get back at people? So, so basically the rest is history. But yeah, so, that's basically it. I mean, but, prior to that, like, I hadn't like really been on hardly any dates. I've been on like a couple or so in college before then, but I didn't. But those didn't go anywhere, and I would usually get rejected and stuff by women that I approached or asked out or whatever. So this is a surprise to me because I met Adriana, and I didn't meet her on some stupid online dating app or something like that, or even on Facebook. Because at the time I was directing a short film, because I would do that on the weekends or whatever because I was bored, and that was just the way that I spent my time back then. So I did that, and I was not expecting at all to meet anybody like that or to have that kind of experience, and I did. But sort of like deep down, like, I knew that, like, I could sense that there was something interesting or significant was going to happen to me. I'm 34. But just to answer you. But yeah, so I could sense deep down, I had like this gut feeling that regrettably, I don't get anymore for some reason or another. But yeah, it was hinting me that, you know what, something good is going to happen to you, or something big is going to happen for you. And sure enough, I met her, and it was, yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm like totally the underdog type. Like, I'm not tall at all. I'm not white or anything like that. I'm not even, like, as far as Asians go, I'm not even smart. You know what I mean? Or I'm not an alpha male. Or I'm not, cool or anything like that. I'm just me. I'm lame as fuck. I get it. Whatever. So typically you wouldn't think that a guy like me would ever, something like this wouldn't ever happen to, right? But it did. It did. And so I haven't gotten over it to this day. It happened, I met her in February 2011, so that was a little over 10 years ago. And we went out. We literally only went out twice, you guys. Only twice, Yeah, she was, and but I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, so we literally only went out twice. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean? I had no idea. I still really don't know. But back then, I was extremely just naive about dating and all that stuff. And at first, I was trying to play it cool. I wasn't trying to give into my interest into her. But she was, to be honest, she was super fucking cute, and she seemed really positive and stuff, not optimistic, and actually seemed like she was interested in me. You know, so at first I was playing it cool because I didn't want to come off as unprofessional or whatever. You know what I mean? I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to come off unprofessional and ask her out right away, anything like that. So, excuse me. So I didn't ask her out for a little bit, for over a month. I didn't say anything, and then I just said, "Fuck it, I just do it." So I just texted her, and I kind of remember like what did I say on that text? I said, like screw it, I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah. That's exactly what I said. So, yeah, I said screw it, I'm gonna go for it. I want to take you out to dinner and a movie and stuff like that. And then I think she said deal or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I still remember all these details about it, but it's what are you gonna do? I don't really want to forget it. So yeah, so I did, and I remember that, and I remember that we went out that night. It was in March. Well, we went out on a Tuesday, and I think it was like March 8th or something like that. March 8th, yeah. March 8th, and we went out to Mimi's Cafe, and then after that, we went to go see The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, and yeah, like I said, I remember all this stuff. I remember all of it, and I was 24, she was 25 at the time, and it was just like you said, you know what I mean. It's like you're right. She was absolutely that. She was absolutely that. Yep, yep. And actually, to this day, she's still the only love that I've had or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I've been in quote unquote relationships, but like they're all kind of meaningless when I think about that. You know what the crazy thing is? Yeah, like I just said, I've been in relationships with girls. You know what I mean? I've been in relationships with women, no matter how short or how long they lasted or whatever. They they pale in comparison. They almost mean nothing when I start thinking or talking about Adriana. And like I said, me and Adriana were not in a relationship. It wasn't serious. We literally only went out twice, right? But we didn't even sleep together or anything like that or hold hands. But it was just like I mean, like I said, at that time, and still to this day, she's still the goddamn love of my life. And it's hard, and I know, like I said, sometimes I reflect on the status of my life right now and the people that I have or things that I have or whatever. It might not seem like much, but at the same time, like when I think about my experiences with her, even though they were over 10 years ago, it's like yeah, I actually feel a little bit better because I know that that feeling is real. You know what I mean? I know that that romantic feeling of love. You know what I mean? And it's not infatuation because infatuation does not. No, I know what that is. That's not this at all. So I mean, yeah, one of the biggest regrets that I have is calling her a bad mom. You know, so like I said, if I can go back in a time machine and change it, and not say that and do things differently, then of course I would. Of course I would. You know, I'm just like yeah, and So she did. She had a huge impact. She had probably the biggest impact in my life. You know, out of anybody that I've met in the real world so far. You know, so no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would never doubt that or never, take that back. Like she had and still continues to have the biggest impact on my life. You know, so yeah. I mean, man, I'll admit it. Like after I fucked up, after I screwed up, I felt so bad. Like it created this hole in my heart that I ultimately still have not, you know, I failed. You guys want to know the reason why I wrote a book about online dating? Why I've been on probably over 200 dates in the past 10 years? Um, is because of that. Is because I fucked it up. I fucked things up with her. I tried to patch it up with her. I tried to apologize all that stuff to her. She wasn't having any of it, and I never got over that. You know, I never got over any of that. So I guess, yeah. No one comes close to that. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's not crazy, but it's like that's how you know it's real love, man. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I hadn't even had sex with her. I hadn't even held her goddamn hand, anything like that, right? But I know. I don't know a whole lot of things. I'm not an especially smart person or anything like that. But I do know that feeling, what it was and what it is and what it continues to be and what it means to me. You know what I mean? And I know that is real. That's real as fuck. And I'll die. I've lived most of my a lot of years of my adult life with that feeling, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die with that feeling too. You know, whenever that is. But yeah, you know, nobody should. Why would you want to give up that feeling? Why would you want to try to get rid of that feeling or deny it? You know, like it's like I said, I'm not a model. I'm not really that smart either. I just kind of exist. So you wouldn't think that something like this or this feeling, I would get to experience that feeling. You know what I mean? But I did. You know, and I'm glad it was with her, or about her. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. There's some other stuff that happened. That's happened in the past 10 years or so, involving her, but it's it might sound redundant or repetitive. So, but yeah. So that's pretty much. So that's one of the things that now you know me a little bit better. But it's true. So I guess you could say it in that way. I am kind of romantic. You know what I mean? Not in the like oh, I just want to fuck as many women as possible. Don't get me wrong. I love women, but it's like at the same time, like for me, if I could go back in time and just delete, press, select all and delete and all these other memories or times that I had with other women or whatever, I would absolutely do it. If that meant fucking getting to go out with her one more time or getting another fucking shot with her, I would absolutely fucking do that. Because none of them mean shit to me compared to her. So, it's true. I mean, I might be the only person to say that, but I guarantee I'm not the only person to say that, I've ever been in love with someone or felt that way about someone, so it is true. I mean, it's absolutely true. You know what I mean? So, um, but yeah. So how are y'all doing? You know, you guys still watching? You guys still hanging in there? Like I said, these days in the past I've reserved it for drunk streams or whatever with Lana, but now I'm like I actually don't mind doing this on my own, because I get to sort of open up a little bit more to you guys about myself and the things and the people that matter to me. So you know, I mean, yeah, like I just that's yeah, that's probably one of the more sensitive parts of my life, but it is true, you know. So, um, and so yeah, But yeah, I'm 34 years old. I don't really have a clue what I'm doing in my life or anything like that. I live in my car. So life's really great right now. So Renee, what happened with Lana? So basically, I'm not going to go into it in greater detail. There's another video that I did, that you can see. It was, I think it's titled "I'm Fine" or something like that. But basically, it was just, like I said, I'm not going to say what happened, but I am very transparent about it on the video. So if you want it, you can check that out. It's a little bit longer. It's like over 2 hours. But you can check it out. And I mean, it was just, it was like I recorded it right after, that happened. basically, like I said, nothing illegal, nothing, no crimes or anything that were committed, nothing dramatic like that. But it just wasn't the most pleasant experience that I had. You know what I mean? And so again, I'm not gonna, if you guys want to learn more about it, you can check out that video. But that's pretty much all I'll say on that note. So anyway, talking about more positive, meaningful experiences to me. How about you guys watching in the chat or whatever? I don't know. Like have you guys ever been in love? Have you guys ever sort of mixed it up with someone and you know what I mean? You couldn't get them off your mind or whatever, and maybe you're not necessarily with that person. Maybe you are. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's love of their life for everyone out there. I don't know. I'm lucky that I got to meet mine. No matter how short my experiences or time with her was. I mean, first of all, I know it sounds kind of dramatic. No, Adriana is not dead. Thank God she's not dead. But yeah, she's still alive. It's just that we don't talk anymore. Obviously, and that was a long fucking time ago. So yeah. But no. So she's fine. She's all right. But yeah. So and let's see here. So have you guys seen any good movies lately? You guys watched any good shows? Anything like that? No? What's the last movie or TV show that all you guys watched or saw? Anybody? Because I mean, I used to be like big into movies and stuff, and then I just stopped caring. I just stopped giving a shit. You've been in love before? Yeah, that's great. That's great. Love for me, it's like it's not as strong as it was, I guess, before a few years ago. But now it's like, you never really forget that feeling, because it's such a, it's such a. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth when I say this, but it's such like a quote unquote positive feeling. It makes you feel like literally like you can do anything. You know what I mean? It makes you feel like you are just the happiest you've ever been in, and that you're just really, really optimistic and really positive. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't know how to describe it, but it is true. It is true. And I wanted to show you all. Like I said, I've been talking about this person for the longest time, so I might as well show you who I'm talking about here. But yeah, so while I look for the picture, stuff like that, All American Show and last movie Fast Furious 9. Yeah, Fast Furious 9. You guys big fans of the Fast and Furious movies? They're kind of a mixed bag for me, but at the end of the day, they're fun. You know what I mean? They're fun. Like, they don't take themselves too seriously, and I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. I think sometimes you just need escapism. You know what I mean? What's wrong with just having movies that are just provide entertainment, right, and just fun. You know what I mean? And all that stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. People, most of the time, they take themselves too goddamn seriously, and as a result, they just can't have a good time in life. And so yeah, so that's that. But again, I'm sorry, trying to find a good picture of y'all. But yeah. So, what's the last thing you guys ate? I know a couple of you said that you're gonna eat some dinner or whatever. More into animation. I don't know what Tuca and Birdie is. But if you say so, then I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, guys, again, if you're just tuning in, this is just kind of like a chill stream that I'm doing right now. I was hoping that some of my someone might jump in and join me on this stream, but if you're watching and I invited you, then really, what the hell? What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna send one more invite to them and see if they accept. Hang on. you find yourself comparing every girl to your first love? No, but Adriana did come up. Adriana did come up, and I can tell you there were girls that did not enjoy that. Like they just did not. No, I mean, go figure, right? Like if you talk about other women to other women, like that's gonna turn them off, man. You shouldn't do that. Like in reality, no matter how much in love or whatever you are with someone, you should not. You can't do that. It's just kind of dumb, you know. No, it is. Yeah, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb, you know. So, yeah. So don't. Word of advice to all the guys or even girls watching. Um, yeah, if you know, just don't do that. Don't bring up other women with other women. Um, it's not smart, and you'll turn them off, and then you might not get a girlfriend or whatever that way. So yeah, you really shouldn't do that. But okay, sorry, I was just trying to find a good picture. Anyway, so what about traveling? You guys like traveling at all? You guys, where's the last place that y'all traveled to? It could even be to the grocery store. I don't really care. Just any place, Let's just talk. Let's chill. Let's get to know each other, all that stuff, So, yes, sir. Let's just get to know each other. I mean, also to answer your question too, when I found myself comparing her to other people, it's not really. I don't know. How do I say this? Dating for me, I don't really give a shit about it. Like honestly, for me, I guess sometimes it's about pride or about ego or anything like that, But yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not someone who always needs someone there. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to find someone that I'm compatible with. But it's like I guess a good question would be, would I be okay? Would I rather be okay being single than to settle with someone who is not her, who's not Adriana, right? And I think in that regard, I don't know. I'd actually have to think about that. Because as much as I love this woman or whatever, I don't know if I'd want to be single forever, or for indefinitely or whatever. I don't know. I don't think so. It is nice to have someone. I'm not even gonna fucking front about that shit, man. It's nice to have someone. You know what I mean? But it's yeah. So it is. It's nice to have someone. Do I desire to fall in love again? Come on, T.O. Like honestly, in general, who doesn't want to fall in love? Of course I do. Of course yes I do. But at the same time, if it were to ever happen again, if I were to ever feel that way about anyone else, it would have to happen the same way, or not necessarily the exact same way that I met her. It would just have to happen on its own again, naturally, And so, but again, if it happened once, then you're kind of looking for it again, then you are anticipating it rather than it happening on its own. And you can't really anticipate falling in love. You can't really anticipate meeting someone like that. You know what I mean? It just has to happen on its own. So again, it's like I said, it's it's both a great thing and a pain in the ass too, because you're now the first time you're expecting it, but now second time you're kind of looking for it and you're expecting it. Even when you're not actively looking, you're still expecting it to happen again. And let's be honest now, that doesn't always happen, right? So yeah. Okay, so I have a picture of her, and I would like to show you guys. So I'm going to share the screen really quickly. So there she is. There's a love of my life. There you go. So I mean, you can see right there, man. Like looks wise, holy shit. She's fucking gorgeous. But I was like, one of my thoughts is like, damn, like how does? And also, I also want to preface this by saying, in person, she looks a little bit more down to earth. She doesn't wear as much makeup. At least the last time that I saw her, or whatever. And she's she seems more real. Also, at that time that I met her and I went out with her those times, like she was a little bit heavier. She was a bigger girl. She wasn't like morbidly obese or anything like that, but she was bigger. Here she looks a little bit more made up, more dolled up, and all that stuff. So I get it. I mean, yeah, she does look gorgeous. I'm gonna say this: if nothing else, like she takes good photos, man. She's good at that. She's very good about that. Not cool. Don't put her on blast like that. Okay, Bestet, calm down, calm down. Okay, I'm not putting her on blast like that. You have to keep in mind, Bestet, that I've been in love with this woman since fucking day I met her, basically, or since we went out those times. And so to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, that she was bigger. She's lost a lot of weight since then. She looks pretty good, but I'm just saying, like, despite that, whatever, she I fell in love with who she was. You know what I mean? And I didn't think of her as some curvy chick or some quote unquote fat or whatever. Like, no, you know what I mean? I didn't care about that stuff. You know what I mean? Because obviously she didn't care that I was short as shit, that I was basically the same fucking height as her, you know? Um, so, but again, no, okay, you guys are getting it kind of twisted. I'm not putting her on blast, so calm down, please, calm down, okay? That's not at all what I'm doing. But yeah, so basically, I guess also, it was just like, yeah, for me, it wasn't necessarily posting a picture. Nutcases, who cares? Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. So, I don't think that's a concern. Okay, it's not a concern for me. So, please calm down. Just calm down a little bit. Okay, just dial it back a little bit. So, but no, you know what I mean. And the thing about that also was that wasn't, those times we went out was not it was not like the only time, the last interaction that I had with her, because a few years later I actually worked with her again on another short film that I did, and you know there, man, there was actually, we literally worked together, what was it, like in February 2015 or something like that, right? So that was almost pretty much 4 years to the day that I originally met her. And we worked together again on something, another short film. And it was just like, like, I mean, and also, again, I just want to stress, she's not my ex. It wasn't serious. But at the same time, she's still the love of my life. So, but yeah, so getting back to my story. So we did work together, again, 4 years later to the day that we met each other. And, that was probably also one of the more positive or hopeful, happy experiences that I've had. I don't know if you can tell from this channel, but I do like making short films. You know what I mean? I do enjoy making short films. I enjoy shooting them, writing, editing, and posting them for y'all to see and stuff like that. So that's why I do it. But a few years ago, back in 2015, I hadn't seen, or no, actually no, that's not true. I had seen Adriana, but we hadn't worked together, in that time at all, in those 4 years, that I passed or whatever. So that was kind of important to me. I mean, I really kind of felt like more motivated, to get up early and, start preparing for the day, start preparing for the film shoot that day. I literally, man, I mean, there was a stark fucking difference between how, all the other shoots that I've had, even to this day, where I've worked with her on it and hadn't worked with her on it. There is a difference. I'm not even gonna front. So I was genuinely very happy, and it was a lot more organized, and things just went a lot more smoothly. Not to mention the fact that when we did work together that morning or whatever, she did this shit in front of fucking everybody. She really did. She, like, fucking everybody. Like, when she showed up to set and she saw me, she was like, how do I say this? Not like eye fucking, because I know that's a term. Kind of like eye fucking or smile fucking the shit out of me. And it was a very, and of course I returned that look, I returned that favor or whatever. What was I going to do? So it was like, she did that shit in front of everybody. You know what I mean? And that, it was just like, again, I know this is kind of embarrassing. This is very candid thoughts or whatever, but it's like, it's true, you know? Like, my lifetime just slows down when I have those moments with her. You know what I mean? Time just really fucking slows down. And, and it's just like, I'm just in that zone, and I'm basically just fucking happy, you know? Best that I understand, okay? I don't get, okay, first of all, calm down. Can you please calm down? Okay, because I'm calm right now. I'm explaining myself to you live. All right. Anyone could track her now. That, man. I mean, again, like, that I don't give a shit. Of course, I give a shit. What kind of talk is that? I'm sorry if I said that, but no, I do give a shit. I do give a shit. But at the same time, if you could please, I'm asking you again, if you could please calm down. Okay. I don't, like, really just calm down, because I'm calm. I'm telling you, it's gonna be okay. Okay, it's gonna be all right. So, yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, getting back to the story. So that was the last time we actually worked together in a short film, and yeah, it was the last time we did a short film together. Certain things have happened, I guess, between then or since then. It's basically, the story doesn't necessarily have, like, typical happy ending or whatever. It doesn't. But, just looking back at it now, I mean, it's not, it doesn't invalidate those years, or doesn't take away what, that feeling that I had or whatever. Nothing will, ultimately. But yeah. So, anyway, I guess in that regard, I kind of did say everything about that, I guess. I don't really know what else to say. But, so, yeah. So anyway, on a unrelated note, how do you all like the content for the channel so far? Do you guys like the interviews? And that's pretty much all I've been doing, is just interviews. I've done a few short films, but I haven't made a short film in a very long time. And I'm actually trying to wrap up production on the latest one that I'm working on. And then once I have that done, then I'll upload it, and y'all can see it and watch it, and enjoy it, and comment and all that shit, and share it with your friends. Yeah, I mean, that's why I do it, because I know that you guys love watching them, and I like making them. I do. So don't expect to see Adriana in any of them, but yeah, I like making them. So but yeah. So what about you guys? Do you what are some of your favorite things from this channel, if any? You guys like what's the most challenging? Yeah, and I get it, and I appreciate it, Bastard. Again, I don't want you to think that I was trying to silence you or anything like that. I appreciate it. I understand, and yes, thank you for your concern, and I do understand where you're coming from. And I'm also telling you that everything will be all right. So, what's the most challenging part of filmmaking? The most challenging part of filmmaking would be, I guess, editing. Probably be editing, yeah. Because editing takes the longest time. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how other YouTubers or filmmakers or whatever do it, but when it comes to editing, I'm pretty much just handling that on my own. You know what I mean? It's just literally just me. And me personally, I'm not the most patient person on the planet. And if I had a lot more patience, I think I would be a lot more talented and, at editing. But I just don't. But at the same, I also understand that editing these short films, especially for this channel, is not something that you should rush. So no, I don't rush it. Sometimes it's not perfect, but I'm trying to improve, and trying to create the best quality product that I can, because I want it to look good, because I want to represent for AMBW properly that way. So I want to make it look good, and all that stuff, and I think going forward also, That the short films, you guys will get them more on a consistent basis, more on a monthly basis. Um, rather than just once every 2 months or whatever. It's nah. You're gonna get them at least once a month. So, um, so yeah, that will happen, and yeah. So, but the short films are great. Yeah, yeah. I like like I just said, I like making them. You know, I like making short films are fun. And I think also just going back to the things that mean something to me in my life, filmmaking also means a lot to me. Because like I said, I originally come. That's what I studied in school. I originally studied that. That was my major focus, or whatever, and major. So no matter how many times I try to sort of deny it or take a break from it, it always comes back to me. You know. But yeah. So yeah, it does come back one way or another. So which is fine. You know. Like I said, I enjoy it. Like all the panels are real talk. You see, and that's what I'm saying. I was trying to get one of those guys to join me on the stream right now so we could record a promo for the panel for next week, but none of them apparently want to do that. And I'm going to double check right now to see. Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, awesome. So none. All right. Well, yeah, I guess none of them want to join then. Well, I mean, it's their choice. It's their choice. But I'm just saying, it would help, raise awareness and all that stuff, So, because I haven't, yeah, because those panels are awesome, but we need more promo. We need more quote unquote advertising or whatever for it. So, yeah. And, I also think going back to the whole Adriana talk, I feel like I don't know. I just like, first of all, Adriana is not Asian. She's not Asian. She's not Asian American. Nothing like that. So she's actually a mix. She's like Latina, white, black, like something else, Egyptian. I don't know. But she's fucking gorgeous. And so yeah, I'm not trying to sound superficial or anything like that, but stuff like that does help. It does kind of matter, in terms of your attraction to somebody. So I guess my experiences though with Asian girls has not been the best. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I try to date one or get to know someone, real talk right here, they always kind of turn out to be a fucking bitch, And it's not like I want that to happen. Of course not, I want something good to happen from it. I want to fucking keep seeing these people. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel closer to my culture that way. But in the end, and it's just like, I don't know what it is. They just don't like me, and then we're just totally not compatible, or they're just some sort of stuck up, frigid biatch or whatever. I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to sound racist. That's just usually how Asian girls are, at least with me, So, but yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I'm probably gonna wind down pretty soon, you guys. But I appreciate everybody for watching and all that stuff. We've been going for almost an hour. Like I said, if I have more viewers or whatever in the future, and you guys have more questions for me or anything like that, you can let me know. Then we can keep these live streams going. Who's on Black Celebrity Crush? Oh, that's a good question. It's definitely more than one, Bestet. It's definitely more than one. I would say my first one, the top one. Who would be my top one? I really have to think about that. You know what? Actually, no. Okay, so I have one. Are you ready? I don't know the actress's name, but she played Maya in Family Matters. Right, Steve Urkel's girl, or his girl, the one that he got with before he got with Laura in the end. She was fucking gorgeous. She was fucking gorgeous as fuck. Like, really, wow. And the fact that she loved him, the fact that she loved Steve Urkel for who he was, as opposed to Laura, who basically dogged him and treated him like shit for you know most of the seasons, like, and the fact that she was gorgeous as fuck. I mean, it's like, dude, like Steve was clearly out of his mind not to fucking realize what he had. You know, the fact that he still pursued Maya. Yes, the one that played the accordion. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Maya also played the accordion. She did. That was great. And you know what? I feel like in the end, that's what every guy wants. They want a Maya. You know what I mean? But a lot of the times, they end up going after a Laura Winslow instead of going after someone like Maya. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of a shame. I've made that mistake. Before or whatever. Yeah, I've made that mistake. Sort of overlooking someone that might have treated me a little bit better in the long run than the people that I was pursuing at the time or whatever. Like, yeah, absolutely. What guy hasn't made that mistake? Guys, if you're watching this or on the replay live, whatever, we've all made that mistake. If you say no, then you're lying through your motherfucking ass. I'm serious, man. You know? No, man, like RIP to that girl. I don't know her name. But like I said before, she played Maya on Family Matters, and she's amazing. So rest in peace to her. It's a shame that she passed away. But and then I would say after her, well, probably because like I said, I have a few. I don't just have one. Michelle Thomas. Yes, yes. There you go. Yeah, yeah. R.I.P. to her, man. She was incredible on that show. She was great on that show. Um, but so and then after her, I would say Pam Grier. Pam Grier, who was if y'all know, I mean, she's a name, but she's not like huge star now anymore. But she was in Jackie Brown. She was in, the whole Tarantino movie that came out in '97. She was great in that. Should have gotten an Oscar nomination for that at least. She's also in Foxy Brown, in other movies too. Coffee. You know what I mean? Like way back in the '70s and so, the blaxploitation movies. I'm telling you, I was a kid at that time. Like when I first saw those movies, all those old blaxploitation movies, Pam in it. Man, I was like 15 or 16, so I was right on, basically on the cut. Just a few years after puberty or whatever. I was a 15-year-old kid watching these movies that are so over the top, so bloody, so filled with sex and all that stuff. And I swear to God, Pam Grier's like naked in like most of them anyway, so that's probably why I got it. But yeah, I do like older women. Pam Grier, man, she's still got it. I mean, she's in her 70s now, but she's still fucking got it. She's still fine as hell. She can get it. She can get it any day. But yeah, she's hot, and so she's a badass too. She's a very underrated actress. I feel like she still doesn't get. Well, of course, you know what I mean. She's black, so of course, she doesn't get as much recognition as her white counterparts or whatever. But I think she's amazing. I think she's a really good actress, and it is a shame that she's not a bigger star to this day. She's been around for a while, obviously, been around since like the '70s or so, but she is still not compared to people like Meryl Streep, or even Viola Davis or anything like that. Like, no, it's not a big name, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I would add her to the list too. She's number 2. Number three. I don't know. What are y'all? While I think of something to say, what are y'all? Who are y'all? Some of yours? I don't know how many of you are men or women, but what are some of y'all's celebrity crushes? Who do you look up to or admire? I would also say number three. This is kind of cheating, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I would say anybody from TLC. I know Lisa Left Eye Lopez has died a while ago. R.I.P. to her too. But I feel like, man, like that No Scrubs, like again, like No Scrubs is like probably one of the first music videos I ever saw. I remember being like 12 or whatever, and like I had this little TV in my bedroom at that time, and I turned it on, and I just so happened to be browsing through. I think it was like MTV or BET or something like that. I would watch those channels all the time because No Scrubs is like the first music video I ever saw, and if y'all remember, the outfits they were wearing that out in that video. Whew, mm, god damn. But yeah, I love TLC. It's not just a physical thing. Their music is just so it's sexy, right, and it's fun without trying to be overtly sexual. Like it's not like what's that stupid video called WAP or whatever. That's fucking. That's I mean they're hot, but it's like, again, like there's a difference between trying to be hot and sexy versus being just flat out fucking obnoxious. And I feel like WAP is people trying too hard. You know what I mean? It's not my definition of sexy, even though Normani is fine as fuck. She can get it any day too, but yeah. Um, so I would say ladies from TLC, Pam Grier and Michelle Thomas, who, RIP to her. She played Maya in Family Matters. So I would say those ladies right there are probably my black celebrity crushes. All those women are fine, and beautiful, and talented. Um, but there are also, like I said, man, you got me started, Vestat. You got me started because now I'm not gonna shut up about that shit because there's a lot of women on that list. Um, but yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, you did get me started, and I want to pull up something really quickly. Let's all go back in a time travel or whatever. Accordion. To Family Matters when Maya played the accordion. Um, Hang on. I'm just gonna do that. Seo Kang Jun. I don't know who that person is, but obviously from the name, that person is Asian. So God bless you. Seriously, thank you so much for that. Because Asian men in general, whether in Hollywood or in the real world, deserve more love. Okay, so I'm gonna say that right now. Oh, man, that quality sucks. Hang on. Maya Monkhouse. That was her name, Maya Monkhouse. There you go. Maya Monkhouse. Wow. Yeah, again, RIP to her. Jesus Christ. Like, do you guys remember how beautiful that girl was on that show? You know what I mean? She was totally infatuated with Steve, and I guess at times maybe came on a little strong. But goddamn, man, shit. Maya actually liked Steve for who he was. You know what I mean? So if you guys remember, Steve had this alter ego named Stefan, I think, who was like this, who actually, I guess most women might, prefer over Steve Urkel, but not Maya. Maya actually treated his ass good before he transformed into Stefan. So, so I mean, we don't have enough women like that in real life. We don't, which is a shame. Which is a shame, but and I have also this clip that I'm gonna pull up. It's the Maya Monkhouse clip. There you go. There you go. So, hang on. I'm just gonna pull that up right now. Okay, and let's see. So let's pull that up right now. Let's all watch this. There's no audio because I don't know how to do that yet, so I apologize. But that's what I'm talking about right there. Look at there you have Laura, right? Laura again, who is the main love interest for whatever reason. And you have Steve coming in here, his accordion. And there's Maya right there. I think they were really young. I don't know how young they were back then, but yeah. See, there you go. There you go. Steve does, which is like a common fucking mistake, right? That we all make, at least us guys make. We go after Laura instead of Maya, and that's motherfucking bullshit. We should stop doing that, So, yeah, thank you for mentioning oh, there she is again, Maya Monkhouse. God damn. But yeah, thank you, whoever mentioned dueling accordions on there. So, go, Again, I wish this had audio, guys. I don't know how to play the audio, though. Not yet. So, for now, it's going to have to be audio-less. But, yep. Look at that. Okay, well, I don't know. Hang on. Maybe I can try to fast-forward to the part where they start playing the accordions. There you go. And, of course, it's a TV show, so it's not real. But I'm just saying, I mean, in the context of the show, Steve made a fucking mistake. He should have chosen Maya over what's her name, Laura. So, You know what I mean? Such a great show too, by the way. Such a great fucking show. The shows they have now are fucking trash. You know? Yeah, the shows that see, look at that. Do you have this? Do you have shows like this where they're doing things like this on nowadays? No, you don't. You have fucking goddamn iCarly and you know what I mean. All these other stupid fucking retarded ass shows that are not nearly as awesome as Family Matters. You know. There you go. You know. See, look at that. She's they're getting all into it and shit like that. God, it's such a shame she passed away, man. That is so tragic. That's fucking tragic as fuck. But yeah, they should never try to remake Family Matters, man. Never ever. Even though there's some it's very memorable. It's a classic. They shouldn't. Don't touch that show. Leave it alone. Leave that show alone. Oh yeah, but that Beyonce. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say something that's like the unpopular opinion. Beyonce isn't that fine. Beyonce is hot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's not hot because she is hot, but she's not as hot as everyone would make her out to be. Tandy Newton though. Tandy Newton. She's fine. She's fine as fuck. And then what's her name? Kerry Washington. She's also really hot too. She's great. I couldn't really get into Scandal, unfortunately, but yeah. So, damn, they kill. Well, yeah, guys, I'm gonna start wrapping it up pretty soon. We've been going on for a little while now, but I do appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'm gonna make my last. Oh yeah, Vanity from the '80s. Fuck yeah, yes, from The Last Dragon. Yes. I have to add her to the. Yes, add her to the list too. Add her to the list too of celebrity crushes. I know that some of these women have passed away, which is goddamn shame. But like definitely to answer your question, yes, it would be them for sure. And Vanity was gorgeous. I'm also gonna sort of throw a wild card in there. I think in the '90s, this person was probably like hit her peak or whatever in terms of being hot or whatever. But like Jada Pinkett, right? Jada Pinkett Smith. Back then she was Jada Pinkett, but man, she was fine as fuck. And like seriously, Jason's Lyric, another terrible ass movie, but she's probably like the hottest she's ever been in. A movie called Woo, which Tommy Davidson was also in that, and I think Paula J. Parker was also in that one. This is a shitty fucking movie. Don't ever watch that movie, but she was fine as hell in that one. Jada Pinkett was fine, and she was in the Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. This is one of my favorite ones in 1996, and she was great in that too. She's also in Demon Knight, which is Tales from the Crypt movie. I think that's a really good movie. Y'all should check that out. That's a really good movie. But yeah, so I would say Jada Pinkett from the '90s. She was fine as fuck back then. She's still hot, but she had that sort of natural sexy aura about her. You know what I mean? I mean they all did. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? Like every actor in the '90s looked good. That's the thing, It's like there was just something else in the water back then. Nowadays it's like everybody's Botoxed out and collagen and all this other shit. So it should be perfect if it's a height thing for me. It's funny because usually when I do go out with women, obviously, I go after shorter women who are the same height as me or shorter than me. And since I'm 5'4", there's not a whole lot of. I don't have as many options, but whatever. You can get what you can get, I guess. But no, I don't know. I mean, she would be perfect. She would be. Yeah, I know she's really tiny. I know a lot of people say Angela Bassett. I also would agree with that. Angela Bassett is also really tiny. She's really short. I think she's shorter than me actually. So, but yeah, Angela Bassett's fine too. Angela Bassett's also fine. You know what? Also, sorry, I forgot another one. This might sound controversial because of her anti-vaccine remarks or whatever. But Letitia Wright. right? Who played Shuri from Black Panther and also from Black Mirror, and I forget what other things she's done too. But she is that girl is cute as fuck. God damn. Like I know she's a bit younger. She's probably like in her mid 20s, so she's a little bit younger than me. But she is very beautiful. She is gorgeous as fuck. Yeah, Letitia Wright from Black Panther. Yeah, she's beautiful, beautiful woman. Um, let's see who else. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I don't know. If I said Normani from Work from Home, or no, sorry, no, that's the name of the song. What's the name of the band that she was a part of? God, I'm really fucking old. What's the fucking name? Never mind. I don't know her name. I just know her name's Normani, and she's fine as fuck. So she is hot. She's hot. She's a good one. Yeah, Normani. Add Normani to that too. Um, God, who else? Hey, what's up? Oh shit! It's the official Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Everybody, it's hello, sir or ma'am, whatever. If you're a man or woman, I don't know. Fifth Harmony. There you go. Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony. There you go. Yep. So hated that. You know what, Bastet? I hear you. I mean, I don't hear you in the sense that I can relate to you because obviously I can't. But I hear you. That is not necessarily a bad thing because there's some very talented, very gorgeous women who are also, taller, right? And so for instance, like one of them is like she's not black, but she is a celebrity crush of mine, and that is Posh Spice, right? David Beckham's wife or whatever. What's her name? Um, what's her name? Victoria, I think, right? Victoria Beckham, right? Posh Spice or whatever. Yeah, she's fine as hell. She's tall as fuck. She's really tall, right? But she's gorgeous and she's famous and she's talented and all that stuff. So you know what? It's okay if you're tall, even if you're taller. For a woman or whatever, that's fine. Don't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Love who you are. Love what you are. People shit on you for that, then fuck them. It's their problem. It's absolutely their problem, not yours. So the same thing with short people and shorter guys. Um, you know, it's it's not really you know it's not our problem unless someone tries to make it our problem. So, but fuck them. Hello again. So, um, who are yeah. So, okay. Sorry. See now, best that okay, best that where I was gonna end this fucking thing, but now you got me started. So, shit. Okay. So, who are some other really beautiful women, famous or whatever that I've had a crush on or thought was sexy? Tell girls. Yeah, exactly. You see, 100%, Bastet, 100%. I agree with you. Unfortunately, there's not majority of people don't agree with you, so that's why dating can be a little bit difficult for me at times. Because not everybody's like you, or not everybody thinks the way you do, which is unfortunate, and of course, not everyone's Adriana. So a lot of people are kind of stuck up on that, hung up on that. Height is a really important thing. Who's another? Damn. Okay, so another crush that I have, another black celebrity crush, Naomi Harris, from she plays Moneypenny in the Bond movies, the James Bond. Um, she played Moneypenny, and she was in those Bond movies, and then also she was in Moonlight. I think actually she got nominated for an Oscar for that one. So she's gorgeous, man. She is fucking gorgeous. Um, so yeah, she's fine as hell. Under the hood. But yeah. So and then what's another one? Nia Long. Nia Long. That's a quote unquote classic one because she, like I said, I was a '90s baby, so I grew up watching her. You know what I mean? Especially on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, she was sexy as fuck in that show. It's too bad that her and Will's character split up in that show. She's beautiful, but yeah, Nia Long for sure. Nia Long for sure. Then who else? There's some there's some African American female YouTubers who I think are pretty cute or pretty attractive, but I don't know all their names. But I guess some of them too. I don't know how famous they are or whatever. Yeah, Love Jones is a good movie. Love Jones is a really good movie. Let's see who else. Like, I mean, I guess Cardi B, a little bit, because I do think she's obnoxious. I do think she's one of the most obnoxious human beings I've ever seen. But at the same time, she's pretty hot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna deny that. So there's that. Halle Berry, of course. Only problem with Halle is that she makes too many shitty movies, man. I don't want to. I haven't seen most of the movies that she's in because they look just so god awful. You know. She was okay as Storm, and of course she won the Oscar for Monsters Ball. But you know, there's so I think a lot of guys like that scene from Monsters Ball. But yeah, she can act. Halle Berry's a good one. Um, and so what else would I say? She played Teodama. Yes, she did. You know, it's kind of funny because I feel like, yeah, I know that you said she dated Orlando Bloom, who is obviously white. I feel like a lot of black actresses, a lot of really more successful ones, whatever they hear about a lot, they end up dating white men. And the same with, well, honestly, I mean, it's an understatement. You could say the same thing about Asian women. They all fucking date white men. It's just neither here nor there. But I'll make another video about that. But no, yeah, she's yeah. So I know that Naomi Harris has done her fair share of swirling, I guess we can call that. But and then also, oh, you know what? Another one from my childhood, Samantha Mumba or Samantha Mumba or whatever. I don't know how you say her fucking last name. She's Irish. I think she's Irish, and she was pop singer like back in the day when I was like a kid or in my teens or whatever. But to be fair, Rihanna, who hasn't Rihanna dated? She's fucking dated everybody. So which is true. It's very true. But yeah, Samantha Mumba, yeah, she's fine as fuck. So yeah, she can get it also. And then who would I say? What was maybe Paula Patton? She's okay. She's another one that only dates white men, I guess. But well, you know what? And I'm sure I actually do know somebody who would agree with me on this too. So I don't love this person. I'm not in love with this person. I don't really think I don't think she's all that great an actress, and I disagree with a lot of what she said politically and stuff like that. But I do think she's an attractive woman, so I have to give props where props are due. So I would say Zoe Saldana, for sure. And Shaolin, I know if you're watching this right now, feel free to chime in because I know you feel the same way. Zoe Saldana is fine as fuck. Again, she only dates white men, so obviously I don't fit that bill, and I'm not famous or anything like that, so there's no way in fuck I'd ever have a chance. But Sally Richardson is pretty fine too. That's another good one. What is another one? Man, you see what she's done now, Vistet? We're going so far into the night now because you've opened up a can of worms, and I can't go back now. It's like there's so many beautiful women of color in Hollywood that whatever. But yeah, it's always hot. Zoe Saldana's hot. So who is another one? Okay, you know what? On that note, let's turn to Blasian women. Let's turn to Blasian actresses, right? So A-Marie, right? A-Marie. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows who A-Marie is. I guess depending maybe on how old you are too. A-Marie is fine as hell. Oh my god. I'm honest right now. I'm not too big into Korean women, but I do think that A-Marie is fine as fuck. She's half black and half Korean. She is so fine. God damn. Yes, absolutely. And do you know why? Bastet, that is the case? I'll tell you why. It's because Hollywood is run primarily by Caucasian and Jewish males. And nothing against Jewish people, but they, the people in charge typically have an agenda, and that is to silence all other voices except that would otherwise, they would deem a threat or a competition or whatever to them. And so because of that, that's why it happens. So to all the Katzenbergs out there and everything like that, fuck all you guys. No, really, real talk. I mean, here's the thing, man. Hollywood is racist as fuck. Okay, it's a racist as shit. It really is. You know, you have all these people, in power and stuff like that, and they don't deserve to be there. What they do is they fetishize other women of color, namely Asian women. But to be fair, Asian women fetishize the fuck out of white guys too. So basically, I'm saying it's not fair. You know what I mean? Things in Hollywood are not fair, and so we should all be accepting of that fact, but not necessarily, settling for that either. It's bullshit. Yeah, Sharon Leal from Dreamgirls is pretty fun. Um, mm, who else would I say? Mm. So I said Amory. I said Amory. Who else? Sweetie. Actually, Sweetie is Blasian also. I just found that out the other day. She's part Asian. She's part Asian, part black. So, of course, I barely know who she is, but I mean, from what I've seen of her, she's pretty hot. Megan Thee Stallion is okay too. She's not bad. Megan Thee Stallion's alright. I don't think she's Blasian, but we'll add her to the list, and then let's see. Let's see. Who else did I say? Oh, Angela Yee. Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club, without a fucking doubt. She is fine as fuck. Angela Yee could get it any goddamn day, man. She's part Chinese, which is, I'm Chinese, so we have that in common. So already that's a plus in my book. And she's part black. So her mother is West Indian, and her dad is Chinese or Chinese American or something like that. And so yeah, so she's a great example of that. I love her. I love Asian women. I think they're fine as fuck. Her is okay. It's not really my type. Janae Aiko is fine as hell. Her sister or whatever, her cousin, or, Michelle, what's her name? Oh, Mila J. There you go. Mila J is fine as fuck too. I think her Japanese or something. I think Janae Aiko is part Japanese and part black or something like that. I think she's more black than Asian, but yeah, she has some Asian in her too. Who else? If you guys have any, please add to the list too. But I already said TLC, right? Yeah, TLC. I think they're fine as fuck. They will always be fine as fuck. Let's see, who else? Oh man, I might have said everybody else at this point, or maybe I'm just really tired as fuck. You know what? I'm gonna say Kelly Rowland also. Kelly Rowland is fine. I've always thought Kelly Rowland was way hotter than Beyonce. Like I've never thought Beyonce was hotter, was the hottest one out of all the Destiny Child, women. I just haven't. I even thought Michelle Williams was finer than her too, even though she kind of disappeared too. But she's fine as fuck too. God, who else? I know there's a lot. There's a couple of porn stars that I like that I can name that I think are pretty hot. Let's see. Janae Aiko is pretty fine. Mila J is fine. We said all those already, though. Oh, you know what? Fuck. Obviously, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is hot. I mean, say what you will about her music, but she's. I mean, goddamn. Like, yeah, Nicki Minaj is fine as fuck, man. Hell yeah, she's fine. Add her to the list too. Let's see who else. Yeah, yes, exactly. Kelly has a way better body. You know what I mean? She's just like everything about Kelly Rowland is pretty much perfect. You know what I mean? Like she's like, she radiates sexiness. You know what I mean? She's fine as fuck. Like really, unbelievably so. I can't believe that her career did not take off as well as Beyonce's did. But again, Beyonce is lighter skinned, and she married Jay-Z. So there you go. Who else? Who else? You know what? I'll say this also. Toni Braxton, right? Toni Braxton, fine as fuck. Jesus Christ, yeah. Toni Braxton is hot. Toni Braxton, very attractive woman. Um, and then let's see. I know she passed away, but also Aaliyah from she was also in Romeo Must Die, which is a classic movie. It's not a great movie, but it's still a movie from my childhood. Loved her. Thought she was great. It's too bad that a lot of these actresses and singers died so young. They could have been so huge now. But there's also Vivica Fox, right? Vivica Fox. Yeah, she's a classic too. She's getting a little bit older too, but she's still fine as fuck. You know, she's pretty hot. But okay, guys. Well, all right. So I think I'm gonna sort of call it a close right now. But I appreciate everyone who stuck around. We've been going for a while now. So I want to thank you all for if you're still here with me or whatever. I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you're catching us in the replay, or whatever, please comment, like, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I will, I don't mind doing these live streams because I don't mind opening up and talking about myself and you guys getting to know me that way also. And, just like I said, just chill streams like this where we're just hanging out. We're just chilling. You know what I mean? I don't mind that either. So I'll do those from time to time, and of course we have more content coming. We have a lot more content always on the way. So I appreciate y'all for sticking around for that stuff too. Okay. Well, anyway, it's been a blast, and I guess I'll catch y'all later. So, yeah, peace out.